Hello, my colleagues and I would like to welcome you to the presentation of our project, Evaluating a Multidisciplinary Service from a Client's Perspective. Patient feedback can provide important information to healthcare providers. With this feedback, changes to the way healthcare is delivered can be made to improve patient outcomes. When assessing feedback, it is vital that the barriers to healthcare delivery are identified and removed to increase concepts of patient-centred care and improve satisfaction levels. To source such information, a literature review was conducted to find the most appropriate tool that can be used to measure patient satisfaction. Once the tool was chosen, recruitment for the survey began. Once recruitment was completed, we were able to start implementing the survey in a variety of methods, from face-to-face to mail and phone. A total of 6 surveys were completed. After 20 postal, 1 delivery and 15 scheduled appointments declined participation. Our placement organisation, CoHealth, is one of Australia's largest community health organisations, servicing the northern, western and inner suburbs of Melbourne. The Nidru side of CoHealth offers a multidisciplinary service, which aims to improve the health of patients with chronic health conditions such as diabetes or heart disease, to ensure all elements of their health are addressed and managed appropriately and effectively. The multidisciplinary team includes professionals from a range of health disciplines such as allied health assistants, counsellors, diabetes educators, dietitians, occupational therapists, physiotherapists and podiatrists. To gauge how well this program runs from a patient's perspective, CoHealth requested we undertake our research project with the purpose of investigating the service's effectiveness from feedback relevant to patient satisfaction levels. The project aim was to gauge patient understanding and satisfaction levels of the MD service offered by CoHealth. Project objectives. Objective 1. Students in unison are to perform a literature review to search for the most appropriate methods of surveying. Objective 2. Conduction of survey from results of most appropriate and relevant tool found from the literature review. This developed tool will be used to measure patient satisfaction levels and understanding of the multidisciplinary service provided at CoHealth. Objective 3. Implementation of the developed survey on eligible patients based on devised selection criteria. Objective 4. Data from each survey is to be analysed, graphed and evaluated into tables. Results obtained and data analysed will be presented to CoHealth's multidisciplinary team.
Our project process consisted of 7 phases. Phase 1 was the project scoping, begun 2.5 weeks before the first block of students were to start placement, and involved meeting with the project supervisors at CoHealth to gather background information regarding the multidisciplinary team and service. Phase 2 was the Gantt chart development, used to ensure tasks were clearly understood and assisted to guarantee project deadlines would be met, and assisted in delegating tasks to team members. Phase 3, the project plan development, allowed for consolidation of project rationale, framework, target group, possible constraints, objectives and strategies, expected deliverable and short and long-term goals. It involved group meetings and discussions of what our desired goals and view of the project were as a team. Phase 4, the literature review and survey selection. A literature review was conducted to find the most appropriate existing survey technique or data that supported the development of a new survey to suit our needs. Findings from the literature review showed that the Patchett survey was the most relevant survey tool that exists and is best suited to our setting, due to its measuring experience and satisfaction levels in combination with its noted high validity and consistency. The Patchett surveying tool was sourced online. Phase 5, the selection criteria development and recruitment, obtained a list of current and previous patients and of the multidisciplinary service. All members searched each patient's URN for previous and upcoming appointments and applied our exclusion criteria, which included the following: patients newly involved with the service for a period of 6 months or less based on the Patchett exclusion criteria, patients displaying a history of 3 or more cancellations or non-attended appointments for 2 or more of different health services, and patients whom had been absent or inactive within the service for a period of 6 months or longer. A list of 42 possible participants were selected. The recruitment included patients with upcoming appointments were to be issued the survey at the end of their appointment. Patients displaying no upcoming appointments were called and read the survey explanation. Accepting participants were sent a survey and consent form with a reply paid envelope to try and ensure surveys were sent back. Phase 6, the implementation of survey and gathering of the results. The implementation of the survey to the accepting or attending clients. Attending participants were left alone in the centre's waiting room for a period of 10 minutes to complete the survey and were to return to the reception once completed. Phase 7, results interpretation. A total of 6 surveys were successfully completed and returned. The results of these surveys have been compiled and created into tables and visual graphs.
Findings and outcomes. From viewing the graph results and tabulated results, areas of success and improvement can be determined. By viewing each question individually and taking the most selected answer per question, the following findings can be suggested. By looking at this table and graph, it is suggested that majority of patients feel they have been provided alternative treatments to consider, with 66.4% selecting answers with higher levels of satisfaction. This data suggests that discussions associated with medication issues or complications was noted by a high level of 83.2% of patients. As it can be seen, organisation of care from the view of patients was across all selected answers, with 66.4% of participating patients selecting answers with high levels of satisfaction. The following data suggests that majority of patients are supplied with their own personal copies of their treatment plan most of the time, with 66.4% of participating patients selecting this answer. It was found that majority of patients feel their devised treatment plans are easily carried out in their daily life, with 83.2% selecting most of the time as an answer. It was also noted that all patients selected answers of some of the time and above in relation to providing assistance in planning ahead so their condition can be cared for in hard times. This data suggests that internal referral to other disciplines is of a high standard, as all patients felt such occurred most to always of the time. The following data suggests that patient contribution to treatment plans is not always asked, as results suggest only 33.2% of patients feel their ideas are expressed and acknowledged. Discussion of patient-centered goals was noted to be most frequently selected as either some of the time or most of the time, with 66.4% of patients choosing such. The following data suggests that assistance in setting goals to improve eating habits or increasing physical activity was noted as most of the time by 50% of patients. Referral to specific group classes or educational meetings assisting patients in coping with their chronic conditions was selected across all answers. Questioning about patients' personal health habits was noted by 66.6% as a sum of the time discussion. The data noted that consideration of individual patients' values and beliefs when recommended treatment by healthcare providers was across all selections, excluding always as an answer. The data noted that majority of patients have not been contacted after visits, with 66.4% selecting either none or a little of the time as answers. The key outcomes of the founded results are as follows. Greater patient contribution to treatment plans is more frequently required. Re-eliciting patient goal setting, including specific dietary and exercise goals, is required to allow for successful and obtainable treatment outcomes. Providing copies of treatment plans to patients is required. Leading discussions reflecting thought and consideration of patient traditions, values, and beliefs are more frequently required when developing treatment plans. Contacting patients on a regular basis to re-elicit the care provided during appointments is also required. And leading discussions regarding patients' personal health habits is more frequently needed. The limitations of our project are as follows. Time period for data collection. Due to the limited time of data collection and restricted collection period, did not attend patients whom did not reschedule appointments were excluded. Reliance on patients. We heavily relied on patients after accepting participation over the phone to send their mailed surveys back in a timely fashion. Number of sites. With patients attending appointments at a range of sites, we were unable to guarantee that surveys would be conducted by other health professionals, which resulted in missed opportunities. Lack of communication with other disciplines. Due to healthcare professionals working once or twice weekly at specific hours, it was deemed difficult to communicate. Clashes in appointment times and patients running late reduced the opportunity for surveying to take place. Reliance on other health professionals to provide the survey to eligible patients. With the survey being multidisciplinary, not all patients were seeking the podiatry service, meaning we did not see every patient. We relied on 3 to 4 other health professionals to conduct the survey on our behalf. Non-attendance. Several patients who were eligible to take the survey did not attend their scheduled appointments. This reduced the expected number of in-appointment surveys that could be conducted. High patient decline due to advanced age of patients. During our screening process, several patients did not think they would be capable of completing the survey without assistance, declining participation. Others simply did not want to partake. Some patients did not speak English as a first language and declined to partake even after being offered assistance via an interpreter. The following statements reflect the recommendations felt necessary in improving the care and quality of treatment plans provided to the patients of CoHealth's multidisciplinary service. The recommendations are based on the collected data and outcomes found throughout the completion of the project and disregard all residing limitations. Through extensive discussion and review of results, we as a collective have developed the following recommendation. All patients to be encouraged to contribute an idea or thought to their current treatment plans at least every consultation to assist in allowing patients to feel in control of their treatment and appreciated during their consultation. Clearly writing out or discussing what patients would like to gain from the service, including their desired goals. These goals can be discussed and those thought obtainable addressed in current treatment plans. The developed treatment plans should then be provided to patients and updated when goals are altered or reached. Allowing time to lead discussions which address each patient's individual traditions, values, and beliefs. Such discussions may increase patient satisfaction levels as patients may feel an increased sense of value or purpose towards their treatment plans. Discussing and addressing each patient's personal health habits so such can be dissected and resolved in treatment plans. These habits can be ranked in order of pending intervention and readdressed every following appointment. Contacting patients via phone calls to discuss their well-being and progress of treatment plans as well as any other concerns they may have. Such may aid in re-eliciting the care provided during appointments while increasing patient satisfaction levels. My colleagues and I hope you enjoyed our presentation and thank you for your attention.